Now the stream will be starting soon, but in the meantime, enjoy the montage. Hello everybody and welcome back. The live stream is about to begin momentarily, and soon I'll start answering all of your questions about VR. I've had my VR YouTube channel up for over 5 years now, and for the past 2, VR has become my full-time gig. I'm experiencing new virtual reality games every single day, and I of course love checking out the latest hardware. So if you have any questions at all about this industry, stay tuned and I promise I'll give you some answers. As a reminder, if you have a direct question for me, please use @Mateo311 down in the chat when asking. And if you want to help support this channel, go click the thumbs up right now. Now the stream will be starting soon, but in the meantime, enjoy the montage. Hello everybody and welcome back. The live stream is about to begin momentarily, and soon I'll start answering all of your questions about VR. I've had my VR YouTube channel up for Oh, that was bad of me. Wow. There's one little okay, so I'll explain in a second, but that was embarrassing. All right, we got audio. We got it. We got audio. I just popped in doing my thing. Oh my god, sorry. I'll explain. Okay. There he is. Oh my god, guys. That was like, normally it's all set up and it's good to go and I don't have to touch anything. However, my cleaning lady was down here when I was working today. Okay? And when I was down here and I was doing my thing, she was like, "Hey, can I vacuum?" And I'm like, "Sure, but I'm working." So I put my headphones on. Ta-da! I put my headphones on so I could hear my work and I can edit and do what I'm doing. And that's all going good. However, when I have these headphones in, I can hear the mic. So I'm going to hear her vacuuming. So I muted the mic. And now we're all up to date. That was an exciting story. All right. Happy Thursday, everybody. That was freaking ridiculous. Okay. The donation. Thank you very much. I was saying thank you already, but apparently, no one heard because my mic was muted. Yeah, we've all been there. Shit happens. And then you see me looking around like, no, my settings are correct. My this is, and I'm looking around like scratching my head like, oh my God, we're going downhill today. But no, it's a little tiny mute button right here. See, like I have the mute button if I like sneeze. That's the little mute button. So if you sneeze or if I'm like, hey, you know what? I got that too. But yeah, I didn't notice this little mute button all the way over here was set. Well, there we go. All right. That was fun. Now we could start talking about it. It's good to laugh. Good to, back in the day, I would get so like worked up and I would have freaked out and I would have been pissed. But no, I'm here. That's a great story. Don't ever tell it again. No, you're right. All right, guys, we're going to talk about VR today. Last week we did a holiday giveaway. Actually, the last 2 live streams. We did a holiday giveaway. That went great. The stuff has been mailed out. I think actually the person who got the B-Haptic suit should be getting it today. You're muted is the post-COVID, yes, post-COVID phrase of our age. Yeah. You're muted how many times? Because, whatever. Q Creator, what's going on, man? All right, let's do a quick sound off. Gunner, Vintage, The Big Cooch. All right. JS. Let's see. Just Kaha. Sidebook. There's a lot of new names here. Names I don't recognize. Time Traveler. Robert. Quincy. Chris. GeForce. Astro VR. Dread Train. Let's see. Cadet Grumpy Duck. What's up, brother? What's going on, man? Let's see. Mark Poppin. Always like that name. Kill Delta. Live Open Mic. What's up, dude? How you been? JJ. Brandon. The Fourth Wall Breaker. The Boss Show. Arlen Q Creator. And I think I'm there. All right. Cadet, you're not new. Grumpy Duck, you little shit. I was thinking about you the other day. It's been so long since I was... actually, I was in UK a month ago, but only for a day because I'm stupid. But yeah, no, it's been a while since I met you. I was thinking about how freaking skinny you are when I was watching the video with you playing, what was it, Shardfall? Boy, you need to eat some pasta, man. No, it's Cooch. I'm going to call you Cooch from now on. I saw it, I read it, and I thought Cooch was funnier. Jeremy Wood, what's up, man? Long-time viewer, Quincy. First time jumping in. Well, glad to have you here. So, talk to us about Shardfall. All right, we could do that. Cool haircut. So, everyone always says it to me. They always say cool haircut. I always cut my hair like this. It only stays like this for about a week or two. And I am not the type of person who, I need a haircut every 2 weeks. Or I just started using face cream in my 40s. So, I'm not the type of person. I'm very low maintenance. So, I always cut my hair like this. Grumpy, you're not a beefcake. So, to remind you guys how the stream normally works, I'm here to answer your questions about VR. My experience, 5 years as a YouTuber in VR, and I've been playing VR since the very first HTC Vive released. I pre-ordered it, no questions asked. No reviews, no nothing. Pre-ordered it. It was literally the first thing I set up in this house was VR. Anyway, let's discuss the rules here, which are there are no rules. Just at Mateo311 if you have a direct question, but someone started off with Shardfall, so let's talk about that. Shardfall, yeah, it's a new exercise fighting app. I've been watching the public response to it, and overall it seems pretty positive. Grumpy Duck, I know you played it, so you could sound off in the chat. What do you think how it is? Honestly, it brings a lot more to the table than your average game like Supernatural or Les Mills, because it's a game. You're going to go in there, you're going to beat the crap out of a bunch of different creatures, enemies, robots. You also have to jog in place. It almost has like a Sonic moment where you're getting all these orbs. You got to jump things, duck things. Keeps my heart rate up. It's fun. There's a progression system. Reminds me a little bit of Until You Fall, which I absolutely loved. So it's solid, in my opinion. I enjoyed it. You can go check out the video. Speaking of videos, I dropped one today on Arcanage, and I would not be offended if it's a short video. It's a little sneak peek. I would not be offended if you ditch out. Actually, I would be completely cool if you guys ditch out for 2 seconds and watch it. I dropped a link. You guys could do that. Because, yeah, I think it's a freaking super awesome game, Arcanage. And the developers reached out and said, what are you enjoying it? And I said, yeah, it's actually a lot more than I expected. I went in with low hopes. Low hopes sounds wrong. Like you say high hopes, but I went in with low expectations. And I didn't like the arts. I don't like it. But honestly, it has been giving me lots of twists and turns, and I have been pumped. So it's a fun game, and I'll show you more of it next week. It was sponsored, so you don't have to believe me, but whatever. That's just comes with the territory. I don't know how many people do sponsored content and just don't mention it. Honestly, it's kind of rampant in the content creator industry. I don't want to say the VR industry, but in the content creator industry, it's rampant. People are just like, nah, I'm not going to mention it because people won't listen to me. All right. So, Robert, why did you color grade your last video so poorly? I didn't. And it's pretty funny. The developers said, hey, there's some color difference in the clips. And I said, that's the raw footage from PlayStation VR. I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, I could adjust it or whatever, but that's the raw footage. And they're like, all right, I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you either. That is straight from the PlayStation recorded. So someone said it looked dark. I don't see it. I mean, I do have an HDR monitor, but you don't need an HDR monitor to see shit. It is what it is. So Arcanage, if you think the video was dark or whatever, yeah. Looks great. Chris says looks great. But if you guys haven't checked out the video, I'll drop the link again. Check it out. Leave a message because it was like a sneak peek. I did things a little bit differently this time. They only asked me to create a short, but I was like, this game definitely deserves more than a short. So, I did a little bit of like a half video. And yeah, I just kind of tried to show off the mechanics and what makes it special. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Definitely 200% leave a message. So the output on PlayStation VR 2 has been problematic before. I don't know. I can't really say I've seen that too many times, but it is what it is. The Boss Show, Les Mills perks up your ears. Les Mills is a good workout for sure. All right, I missed Kill Delta's message. Not sure if this was discussed before, but did you see the news when a judge... Yes, I did see that. When a judge used VR in a court hearing. A bunch of people sent it to me, and I was laughing. I thought it was pretty funny. So, how good is Arcanage? It's a day one buy for me. Can't wait to play it next week. I am impressed. It surprised me. Buttered Bread, I am good. How are you? Thanks. Commenting on the haircut. Like I said, I always cut it this way. It's just by next week, it won't look like this anymore. My sides will fill out, and it'll look more typical. I like FitXR better. FitXR is a good workout too. I've tried them all. I played Supernatural for 100 days straight. I was doing like a video series with them. I played Supernatural for 100 days straight and got pretty damn freaking ripped. But I'm also on top of my diet and exercise and all that. So it is what it is. It's only supplemental. It's not, it's not going to bring you the whole way. It's just something there to help you. You play Dungeons of Eternity. Me and Miss G have been playing a lot. Yeah, man, I play. Hit me up when you play. Someone's at my door. Hit me up when you play, and I think it's the wifey because I hear movement upstairs. Yep, it's the wifey. Hit me up when you play, and on the rare chance I'm available, I'll join you. Oh, dude, thank you, man. Geraltzy. I'm so bad with names, but thank you, man. I appreciate the donation. It means a lot to me. I'm always weirded out when people donate because it's like, why? Why are you donating to me? But I do this for a living, so it is. It does help me, and I do appreciate it. Yeah, Dungeons of Eternity is coming to PCVR, which will be great. The game on Quest 3. So I would love to see Arcanage on Quest 3. I think they'll get there eventually. It has physics. It has a lot to it. It has high-end graphics. So I'm expecting they'll, have to push the optimization pretty hard, but they'll get there. Will you play Boneworks Quest version? It's super strange. It got Quest 3 version. So Boneworks, but that's not official. Fantaz. That's not official. That one wasn't it a mod? Like you have Bone Lab, but then they just like took the level and brought it into Boneworks, to my understanding. If it's the other way around, that'd be cool. Let's see. What's that behind you? Your left side sticking out of the wall. This is my left side. The gun strap. I have a yoga mat on the floor. Oh, no, that's not a yoga mat. That's my floor mat because I was doing a lot of stuff down here. That hanging, I'll show you. So that's an extra camera, and then hanging from it is just Nerf bullets for this awesome gun. I'll show you. This video is brought to you by The Last Stand. No, it's not. But The Last Stand. It's actually brought to you by one of my other sponsors, Kiwi Design. Get a Kiwi head strap. They're freaking awesome. I always have links down in the description and yada yada. But no, that's the gun strap to this. I think that's what you were referring to. And Bone Lab update and Boneworks on Quest 3. So it's official. Oh, that's pretty awesome. That is pretty cool. So I liked Boneworks better than Bone Lab, but yeah, so this is my Last Stand gun. Charging up. Nothing happened. Anticlimactic. Wait, one more time. Piece of shit. Sometimes since they painted this gun, just that little act of painting it kills the tolerances. And yeah, believe it or not. So there you go. Jammed bullet. Try again. You can't even see. Hold on. One more try. And now we got nothing again. Oh, I'm out of bullets. Apparently it went through the entire magazine. That was impressive. All right, moving on. Don't make me sidebar here. I lose my mind. All right. Cheap plug. But next Wednesday, I'm reviewing the Taxsuit Air. I finally pulled the trigger on it. I hope you watch it. Yeah, you could shoot me a link, dude. I'll check it out. I know you've been wanting to check it out. You've been wanting to. Did you actually ever get in contact with them, or you just pulled the trigger and bought it, I assume? Have you been using any haptic jackets? Not right now. I have like a pretty cool setup with my Roto V. Come. Follow me and you'll see. The thing will get you 20 miles to the gallon. No, that's my Roto VR chair, but I have like it. I have it set up. That's my old haptic suit. No, that's the new one right there. I have both of them hanging on it. So I have it set up so that like I do audio from the headset to haptic. So like I don't have to jerk around with any settings or mods or anything. It's not as cool, but I do audio to haptics. All I do is pretty much, one plug that's already hanging out of my headset. So this headset here, if you see, it's got the little Roto VR dongle on it. It also has a plug for, I use the PlayStation headphones and whole bunch of, other nonsense, whatever. But yeah, so I just sit in the chair and it's good to go. The Roto VR chair just works. All it needs is that little dongle. There's nothing special. There's no apps to it. And then audio to haptics, so everything I'm hearing kind of pumps the vest and life is good. Then the other vest I will use for more traditional, integration, but as of right now, I haven't been using anything. Let's see. Tried everything, they ignored me, so I just bought it. Yeah, sorry, man. I mean, listen, sometimes they're just not looking to work with anybody. Sometimes their PR person is just spending the day picking their nose instead of actually working. It is what it is. What facial interface for Q3 with a fan would you recommend? I don't have any. I don't use anything with a fan. I am one of the people whose face does not sweat or get too hot in the headset. I don't fog up the headset. I'm just one of those people. So it is what it is. What kind of PlayStation headset? The normal one. There's a different PlayStation headset. I don't know. You mean interface and stuff? I've tried some. I don't need them. That headset is so light. It's okay. How's Arcan Age? Arcan Age, here's the link, man. There's the link if you haven't checked it out. Honestly, guys, I really wouldn't mind if you leave for the 4.5 minutes that the video is. Watch it. Leave a comment. I would appreciate it because get more feedback to the developers and get more feedback on my just like short version of a video. I'd love to see it. And you just help pump up the algorithm. So yeah. Now I do want to show you guys something completely unrelated. However, I don't know if my camera's going to play nice, and I'll explain why. Hold on. So I have a secondary camera there, which you guys have probably seen. Yo. Okay, the mic wasn't set up. So you see how it's doing that little flickering right there? Because I added a USB wire extension to it, and it's not playing nice. So I have to get rid of that extension cable because it's causing like a little interference. And you can see my room is semi a mess right now because I'm in the process of just restructuring everything. But I wanted to show you guys, like, I cleaned up my desk so nice. I'm so sorry about the flickering, but look. And now we'll go back to a regular camera that actually works. Stop flickering. That's weird. I mean, but something's loose in it, so I'll check all the connections again. Hi, I'm back. So yeah, did I come too late? Nope. Marco, you're good. Came right on time. So let's see. What's a game experience you want to see in VR? Just a reminder, guys, right now the chat's pretty calm. It's not very active in here. However, if you guys, are asking me direct questions, because sometimes you guys chat, cross chat, and I get mixed up. So if you are asking me a direct question, just do an @Mateo311. All right, let's see. Amazing cable management. You like that? Someone talked shit about my cable management in a previous video, and I was like, "Oh no, you didn't. Oh no, you didn't." So I was like, I gotta do something. No, I'm actually in the process of redoing the whole room. As you probably saw, the panels behind me are messed up. I'm getting some really nice acoustic panels coming in. This is going to cause me to go into spasms. Well, I'm done. I switched screens already. All right, so I'm putting really nice acoustic panels with lighting. I'm playing with my camera. Okay, I'm putting really nice acoustic panels with lighting. I've been doing like a bunch of crazy stuff in this room. Like, see the little purple light right there? So it's like, Alexa, turn off party mode. She didn't listen to me. Alexa, turn off party time. Say it went off. It went off. So like I have a whole bunch of lights set up. I've just been doing crazy stuff down here because I had the itch. I had the itch to do some stuff. I opened up my browser for something, and I'm gonna get what I was looking for. Anyway, let's see. Hey, joining your videos from Austria. What's up, man? Welcome. Keep up the great work. Do you have any information about Metal Hellslinger? Any graphic updates or similar? Love the game. Haven't heard anything about Metal Hellslinger in a while. And I'm calling it Slinger because that makes sense in my head, but it's Singer. Metal Hell Singer. Slinger makes more sense because it's a gunslinger. It just makes more sense in my head. But moving on. I think they were working on a Quest graphical update, but don't quote me on that. Gun stock recommendations. Not for me. Okay, what cam do I have? This is the OBSBot, and the tracking is built into the camera. So you don't actually have to run any software if you don't want to. So gun stock, going back to gun stocks. So I actually have a bunch. My friend has one right now. But ProTube is like the tried and true, been around forever. The whole thing when it comes to gun stocks is, unless you're playing like one specific type of first-person shooter and you play it all the time, it ends up feeling not worth it. Like, because you need to adjust the stock for certain games. Sometimes the angle isn't right. It takes a little while to get the muscle memory to lock them back in with the magnets. So you're gonna have some like frustration. And certain games, like say you play something like Population 1, you don't need a gun stock at all. You don't. The game's made so that you don't like need those really fine movements. Some games it helps, but in my experience, it's not worth it. Okay. Started playing Shardfall, such a good game. Glad to hear it. Is your video regarding PlayStation Remote Play still valid? I have a video regarding PlayStation Remote Play. I mean, I did PlayStation Remote Play on my Steam Link. Nothing for VR. I haven't tried it in VR, but I've done it on my Steam Link, and to my knowledge, that still works, but I haven't tested in like a month. Need me a good golf club? So what's the brutally honest state of VR? All right, cool. Let's get into that. Actually, I had some notes on some topics that I wanted to get into today. Because, people come at me. People come at me from every direction with when I post anything. People just like the pitchforks come out. And so let's get into it. I a video a week ago, I discussed the state of VR. Actually, it's pretty much the exact same thumbnail. And I discussed the state of VR, and I talked about how the glory days of PCVR are over. And let me tell you, people lost their shit. People lost their. So, I mean, people were not happy. And I'm sorry, you have to face facts here. And I had a long conversation, and yes, PCVR is significantly more capable. And I just made this statement really based on the fact, and listen, you talk to developers, they'll tell you the money's not on PCVR, obviously, but we'll get to that. The last 4 games I've tried that were multi-plat, I probably had the poorest experience on PC, which is crazy because I have an RTX 4090. Okay, it's just absolute insanity. And this includes Alien Rogue Incursion, Metro had some weird anomalies, and 2 of the games aren't released. So I'm getting a better experience on my PlayStation VR 2 or even my Quest 3, which is bizarre. Yes, the graphics and the post-processing aren't remotely as robust on the Quest 3, but Behemoth looks beautiful on the Quest 3. It looks great. Is it, a showstopper on the Quest 3? No, but it looks beautiful. So that's something I discussed, and people lost their shit. But I'm trying to explain to some people just sheer mathematics. Developers can't afford to put their primary focus on PC. One, it is extra work with even less reward. The PC VR market is small, maybe 3 million on Steam VR maxed out. We're looking at 3 million. You only get a small subset of people that actually buy your game. There's subsets of people that won't play shooters, yada, yada. So the number of people you could sell your game to is already really small. And then PC has 1,000 different setups. So it's much harder to optimize and do QA testing for PC VR. When you're on PlayStation VR, when you're on Quest, you know the hardware. You could push that hardware to its limits. And that's why something like Red Matter 2, and I've even spoke to developers on this, the best looking version is on PlayStation VR 2 because they know the features that everyone has. Like, why implement ray tracing when only 1% of the already tiny VR community has access to ray tracing? Stuff like that. That's an example. Don't quote me on that, but that's an example. So no one can push PCVR to its max because you're burning money if you try that. So the glory days were over. We had glory days because of people like Valve. Even Meta had Oculus Studios were sponsoring bigger budget PCVR games. And also in the beginning, people just didn't know. There was so much hype around VR. People were like, yeah, all in, all in, all in. And then they realized, wait a second, video games are expensive and we're not going to make our money back. So a couple of people got killed in the first few years of VR. But, there was that learning curve and some things. That's why some of the early games were so freaking awesome. So glory days, meh. Will you be creating a list of what games have Quest 3 graphical enhancements? Sure. I mean, I could do that. A lot of times, if there's a demand for something, I could do it. So Metro doesn't play good on my Quest 3. Behemoth doesn't play good on my Quest. Either, both games letdowns for me. That's interesting to hear. I played through all of Metro on my Quest 3, and I really can't complain about performance. I mean, I'm thinking back. I really can't complain about performance. Behemoth, I haven't finished. I just got busy. But I wasn't seeing performance issues. However, I tried Behemoth in their demo on using a link cable, on a Quest with a link cable, and it was dog shit. It was absolute dog shit. It ran like absolute crap. And I was like, oh my God, I'm scared about the launch of this game. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if anyone actually understands the industry and how people make money in this industry, you'll accept the fact that PCVR is on the back burner. I talked to developers about this, and they're like, we would love to push PCVR. We would love to have the highest fidelity. We'd want people to experience our world in the best of the best way. But if we try and do that, we're going to make ourselves go broke. I understand. Makes sense. Okay. What is the top workout game do you suggest? Can you do a vid ranking them? I don't know if there's enough. I mean, I'm all about ranking stuff and making vids like that, but I don't know if there's enough user interest for me to spend the time on that. Like, I like making videos I enjoy making. I also like, but part of that is making videos that, people want to watch. So I look for the 50-50 mark. And that's something I'd be interested in making, but I don't know if the community really has enough interest. However, I could tell you now, Supernatural is at the top of the list because it's got, well, if you could get it, because I know there's probably still issues in other countries with the music licensing. But in US, it's awesome. And it's got a ton of great music. And it really doesn't feel like working out. But I tracked, I used a heart tracker, heart rate monitor, and on my watch and a strap. And I checked it, and it was giving me a solid workout, a solid cardio workout. And it didn't feel like work. To me, that's very important because who wants to do cardio? So Supernatural's around the top. Les Mills gave me a better workout, but felt more like a workout. So I didn't enjoy it as much. Same thing with like Fit XR. You can add your own music and stuff, which was cool, but that gave me a better workout too, but it's clunky. Shardfall is good there too, definitely. Shardfall is, got much closer to the Supernatural angle, and it's much more of a game. So it's much more of a fun game. So that's close to the top too. There's a couple other ones out there like Power Beats and whatever, but that's pretty much the top for me. Do you use the Quest Optimizer? I get this question every time. I say to myself, I'm going to use it. And then by the time I shut off this stream and walk away, I completely forget. I have not tested the Quest Optimizer. Now, personally, this has been my experience. The developers know what they're doing. Like, people are like, oh, Quest Optimizer made Batman look so much better. The developers theoretically know the best spot for performance and graphical fidelity. And they put you there because they want to give you the best experience. And I want to defer to them. I want to trust them. I don't have a ton of time to fool around and tweak. And those days have passed. I'm old. I'm tired. I'm busy. I got young kids. Tweaking is something I loved to do when I was younger, not tweaking on drugs. Tweaking, modding, all that stuff. I just don't have as much time for it anymore. So it's not really for me, but I would love to jump in and check it out. It's on my list every week, and then I immediately forget. So someone remind me during the middle of the week. Let's see. Yeah, and some people say like the optimizer crashes on them, and I can't be in the middle of recording a video and it crashes. Or like, sometimes developers will be like, what'd you do to my video? What'd you do to my game? It looks weird if you make any type of change. Not that that matters, but it is what it is. See, I've not had a good experience with Quest Optimizer. It just wasn't consistent. I know that's going to be the case. Laughing at me tweaking. So that's one aspect of the brutally honest state that we were talking about. Now let's see. Ewan's all right. I'm live and tweaking. I got a little message from somebody. I guess a family member's watching me. What's up, dude? I got to jump back in Helldivers to meet up with my family member. It's been too long. What do you think of Ghost of War? I will be honest with you. I'm an older dude, and I grew up on arena shooters. So like the battle royale genre and the extraction shooters are not my style. I kind of like the go, go, go pace where you see someone, you're in a battle, you win or lose, and then you're right back at it. So like something more like even a hero shooter appeals to me a lot more. So Marvel Rivals, even though I haven't played it too much, is feeling solid. So extraction shooters, just like I wasn't around when they got popular, and they don't really do it for me. They're a little bit too slow. I don't feel like rewarded enough. I'm a very like, let's keep moving, give me a cookie, make me feel special when I'm playing video games. This is just my mentality. However, what they do is really cool. I like a lot of the mechanics, the style. It's definitely something unique that's not in VR. So I give them props for that. It's just not my type of game. Will you do a video on Force Now streaming coming to Quest later this year? I think you mean GeForce Now. And if you read the whole blurb about GeForce Now, it's only for flat screen games. So it doesn't mention VR games. So we're not going to be playing AAA. We're not going to be streaming AAA games. And I've already done this with Xbox Game Pass. So I've streamed plenty of games over at Xbox Game Pass. It's solid. It works. I plug in my Xbox controller to my, I don't physically plug it in. I Bluetooth it to my headset. Latency is good enough. I've played a bunch of games like that, especially when I'm traveling. It's solid. Asgard's Wrath 2 is still my favorite game. I was hoping Behemoth was going to be as good, but it didn't hit. So, this is, I'm just going to call you the big, because I can't resist saying Cooch. So this is where, like, you see people's overall opinions and how it's subjective. I'm with you. I love Asgard's Wrath 2. Like, every aspect of it sucked me in and kept me playing for like 70 hours. But some people are like, no, it sucks. I don't like the game at all, and Behemoth is way better. I'm like, I see the merits on both, but I'd probably lean more towards Asgard's Wrath 2. Damn it, typo GeForce Now. Deathlap racing game. Deathlap was a much older title. I remember playing that, right? Deathlap was like a violent Mario Kart style game, if I remember correctly. That was pretty cool. Behemoth was a huge letdown. It's so funny to listen to people like the how divided people are on games. Like, they'll jump in and be like, Behemoth was the biggest letdown ever, and I'm like, I can't imagine that. And then other people will be like, oh, Half-Life Alyx wasn't good. Well, you're on drugs. Asgard's Wrath sucked. What are you playing? Like, what are you expecting? What are you playing? What did you expect going in? It's really crazy. Different strokes for different folks. I'll take some strokes. What? Shut up. All right. I don't, something. Somebody messaged me something and it distracted me. But anyway, how was everybody's holiday in New Year's and all that? I think I had a video after New Year's, so we could skip that. Your New Year's were great. Everyone had a great time. They're playing new games. Hot take. My favorite VR game is still Wanderer after playing most of the big things. Wanderer is great, but it's a puzzle game, so it's not for everybody. That's not for everybody. Like, the fact that you get stuck a lot in that game is enough for some people to be like, F this, I'm out. And for me, like, it was a little annoying at times for sure. But I am so pumped for the remake, which should be coming out soon. Which, I don't know. I think might be getting delayed again. Let's see what happens. It's only been delayed like 17 times. But I don't care. Keep delaying it till it's perfect. Now, the other thing we need to discuss is, will Valve drop the Deckard this year, and what will it do to the whole VR industry? Now, Valve is not stupid. Valve makes all their money by selling games on Steam, and anything they do will try and push that. Now, previously, their focus on VR was obviously to be like, hey, now we're going to sell VR games too, and we like the tech, and we like to play with new tech. They're cool like that. They like to fool around with new tech. But when it comes to the Steam Deck, it looks like there's going to be a good focus on also playing flat screen games. It's I said Steam Deck. When it comes to the Deckard, it's going to be a Steam Deck on your face, basically. My understanding. And that's why they have the controllers that have a D-pad on the left, and the button layout is similar to any other controller. It's 4 on the right hand, D-pad, and your stick on the left. So it's going to be, much bigger for that. And it's going to be like, oh, cool, I have a Steam Deck. But if you use the Steam Deck, like, it destroys my wrist because it's clunky. You can't use it in a lot of, different positions. So if you have one that's like strapped to your head, that would be freaking awesome. And then you could also stream your games, and sure, it'll do standalone. If they could get x86 Steam VR games running on a standalone headset, they're golden. They're golden. Hold on one sec. Normally I bring some water because when you talk for 3 hours straight, your mouth goes dry. Let's see. Just wanted to say huge thank you for what you did. I believe you are referring to me yelling at VR Rock for you guys. I'll tell that story if you don't mind. So Mark he used my affiliate link and ordered some VR Rock lenses, and they were just delayed, and chat wasn't really getting back to him. And I messaged him and I said, listen, this is unacceptable. I recommend your product. You know, if your if your customer service is not up to snuff, I can't recommend you guys. I got to stop promoting you guys. And they responded to me instantly, and then pretty much seems like they, you know, right after that helped you. I need a drink. Someone get me a drink. Let's see. Now, again, guys, if you got questions, at Mateo311. But chat's pretty slow, so I'll keep up with it. My concern with the Deckard controllers is we know Meta won't play ball, even if Valve design is superior. The dividing control methods for devs yet again. So I think it's still close enough that it won't be an issue. And let me explain. We still only have 4 buttons. So the only real issue here is 2 of them are on a different controller rather than the other one. It's not like the Steam Deck that had, or the old school Vive ones that had that stupid trackpad and didn't have any buttons and didn't have a stick that you could press. The layout is still close enough that it really shouldn't mess things up. I think that they could do a like instant remapping to make it easy enough for people. Most anticipated game for 2025. If we do happen to see the D&D game from Resolution in 2025, that would be my most anticipated. If you ask me, do I believe it'll happen in 2025? I don't know. I think I think when it got announced, they were just starting the deal. So I think we're still some time out. As of right now, Wanderer is up there. Arcanage is up there. Aces of Thunder, I'm curious about. I refuse to get excited for Hitman because 4th time usually isn't the charm. And I think we're just going to get some surprises down the road. Was that discreet enough? All right. They did tell me that the member of the staff who lied to me has been disciplined. No idea what. Okay. So yeah, when staff is like, yeah, no, it's in the mail, we swear, and it's not, you get in trouble. Well, because a lot of times that's what consumer service can do. They could just get rid of you. Oh, yeah. And that's actually, I should bring this up, guys. If you guys have been using my Meta affiliate links, thank you, first off. And second of all, I may have to apologize. I'm in an active, ongoing battle with Meta. Now, the affiliate links from Meta are controlled by a third-party company, partially. I think I'm allowed to say this. Anyway, I won't say anymore, but the system is broken right now, and I have been fighting them. So some people didn't get the $60 store credit when they used my affiliate link. I didn't get any credit, and lots of people use that link. So I'm fighting them tooth and nail right now. And this isn't stuff I should, be too open about. I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm not trying to get sympathy or anything here. This shit happens. I understand it. But I just want to apologize to you guys. So if you use one of the affiliate links and didn't get your kickback that you were supposed to, just know that I'm in the same boat as you. We're both screwed. They promised soon. Next week. Moving on. Mostly kids playing VR these days. Well, so the thing with kids playing VR is VR's new technology, and kids are early adopters. Like they get into the new technology much faster than everybody else. And you also want to get the younger generation in because then they stay with the product. So we really want to introduce them to it. So when it's not just gaming, when it's more wearables and stuff, they're going to be very willing to just put it on. It's going to feel familiar. So it's kind of, it's, the word has a negative connotation, but it's grooming. It's a type of grooming for sure, which is understandable. But there's tons of little kids in every game, especially any free game. You are 100% correct. Throwing shade is sometimes a great way to get things moving. I've done that in the past with HTC. Like I could not get my HTC Vive Pro replaced, and support was just like the worst. Another reason why I pretty much never recommend the HTC anymore. Support was so horrible. But I just called him out on Twitter. And lo and behold, things got resolved that day. And I had another scenario, but I won't bring that up because it's a little, I feel like a jerk for what I did. But I kind of threw my weight around, my massive weight. I felt like a jerk about it, but I felt it was necessary. Let's see. Yeah, listen, I'm in my 40s too, so it's hard for me to relate to some of this stuff, this technology, but I've always been a technology guy. So I feel like it helps me hold on, helps keep me a little bit younger, you know. I don't really look like I'm in my 40s. I don't know. Maybe I look like I'm in my 50s for all I know. Do you know of any major franchises that may be releasing VR games in the near future? I do not know of any, but I have my fingers crossed that we're going to see some stuff from like Twisted Pixel, other studios that Meta owns that have been quiet for a while. So I think we're going to see something cool from Twisted Pixel, and they've dropped cool games in the past. They had Wilson's Heart, they had Defector, so I'm expecting something big from them, or they're going to cut the studio loose. That's what happens. Like, to my understanding, oh my God, Ready at Dawn, the studio that gave us Lone Echo and Echo Arena, they weren't pulling their weight. They were always like, they were a massive studio. They were always kind of like fighting back with Meta. This is what I've heard secondhand. They've always kind of like resisting the fact that Meta owns them. And they said they were working on a new IP, but it was not going anywhere. So Meta said, you're done, and cut them loose. But take that story with not a grain of salt, like a scoop of salt. Discerning Dash, thank you very much. That is freaking awesome. Thank you so much for the donation, guys. I really appreciate it. Let's see. MetaQuest is the best VR, period. Will be discussed. Best is very subjective, and I'll get into that. For the cost, tech support, games, plus it's a whole platform, not an add-on like PSVR. We can still play PCVR games. Can't recommend any other headset. Okay, going backwards through this, you are right. It's hard to recommend anything else, especially when you could get MetaQuest 3S for $300. I mean, it's hard, and it does so much more than just play games. Very hard to recommend anything else except for the Quest 3. And you're right, it's not just an add-on, it's standalone, and that goes a long way. When you have extra features, you don't realize how much you miss them when you go to other technology. So like the high quality pass-through, I miss that when I'm in my PlayStation VR headset. And you know, the fact that they're always upgrading the OS and making it easier and giving it more functionality, yeah, I miss that in PCVR and PlayStation VR 2. Now, when it comes to best, it's the best for developers to make money. I'll fight tooth and nail for that. That's where all the money comes from. Now, is it the best for fidelity? No. Even when you pair it with a PC, it's not the overall best for fidelity. So, but pros and cons. That's what VR is all about. The right concessions. All right, let's see. PSVR 2 is simply the best. See? PSVR 2, I have my issues with PSVR 2. I think it's amongst some of the worst hardware. And I know the backlash is coming for that. Head haptics are fine. Adaptive triggers are fine. They don't add too much unless developers really target them, and then they feel good. The lens is what really bothers me. The lens, the anti-glare screen, the small sweet spot, and I don't like the hard plastic feel. But the fact that the headset's so light kind of compensates for that. The headset feels cheap. Not that I care what it feels like. Well, I care what it feels like on my face. I don't care if it as long as it performs. Performance is way better than if it looks like a fancy product. But yeah, and it's getting better, but their reprojection has been horrible. Worst in class. Almost the worst lens in class, or at least modern lens, and the worst reprojection. But they've been producing solid games lately, and developers have been giving them the attention they deserve, so I'm cool there. Been waiting since the 80s for VR. Best thing to come out of the 80s? This guy, right on the edge. All right. Okay. With Ready at Dawn out, what is Meta's best studio not named Camouflage and Zaro? I kind of just mentioned it. It's Twisted Pixel. They have made solid games. So I think they could deliver something cool. That's another thing. People are partial to the OLED. I am not. Ooh, another one. Another hot take that's going to piss people off. So here's the thing when it comes to OLED. The current generation of OLED screens have a high persistence. And it leads to this ghosting effect that I find more intrusive than, not blacks. Color is an interpretation. It happens in your brain. We have similar hardware. We all assume we are seeing colors the same way, but we're really not. There's a small variance. That's why that whole what color is the dress happened a bunch of years back. And people saw it as whatever, blue and black and white and gold, whatever the combination colors were, which was the weirdest thing ever. I personally saw it wrong. So maybe that's why I'm less susceptible to OLEDs, the black levels. Regardless, most of the population was with me, or at least half the population was with me. So we see things differently. And the visual disturbance that comes with a high persistence screen is way worse to me than blacks that don't look super black. But we're all different. Pros and cons. Different strokes for different folks. Now, next generation mini OLEDs won't have that issue. They're getting way better. So in the future, I will want OLED. Okay. If only PCVR, Meta, and Sony all sat down and designed the best VR. But no, that's not business, though. And I will agree with Kill Delta. Quest 3 is the jack of all trades, master of none. I'm with you on that. Yeah. I mean, it's the master of standalone. If you got to give it the master title. I have about 1,400 VR games. Even I don't have that many. I mean, I'm sure I got a few hundred, but 1,400? I don't have time to play that. Late and lame again. WCF, man, you ain't lame. You are awesome. OLED sucks. It's too dim. That's another issue. See, what happens is they run the OLED panel on low power to prevent the high persistence. So they run them lower. And that's like when I got my big screen Beyond, I put on that set. I'm like, why is everything so dim? This is not bright at all. This is horrible. So I cranked it up to maximum brightness and it would smear the image so much I was ready to vomit. So I lowered the brightness and kind of just waited till my eyes adjusted. So yeah, everything's got pros and cons. I wish Super Hot VR had a sequel. The closest is Action Hero, and I highly recommend it. It is a spiritual successor. It is basically 100% the same mechanics. However, the little twist it does is you're going into movie scenes, and you're the action hero of the movie scene. I don't know why that needed quotes, but you're the action hero of the movie scene, and you got to do the scene right, or they say cut, retake, and it plays exactly the same as Super Hot, but like the first level is like Indiana Jones. It's got that guys on motorcycles chasing you and boulders falling that you got to dodge and stuff like that. And then the second level is like a spy themed one and you're fighting little robots or whatever. It's cool. It's very solid. Any Quest 4 rumors yet? No, I got nothing. Do you feel good about the 5090? My idiot self will buy one if I can get my hands on one. It's not going to make like the most insane difference for VR, or at least that's like rasterization or, the old school rendering methods is not like the biggest focus for them. So like that type of raw power is obviously increased, but not like exponentially increased. So, and then again, like I said, no one's really focusing PCVR. So unless you want to throw it at games like modded Cyberpunk, it's not going to make a big difference for my VR gaming at all. I want it more for flat screen gaming. And because it's new and shiny and I could write it off on my taxes. I can. I mean, I wouldn't buy it if I didn't run this channel. So, and writing it off of my taxes does not mean it's free. Just so you guys know. I play good money for standalone Half-Life 2. Yeah, standalone would be awesome. I mean, the original Half-Life standalone that mod is fantastic. And playing Half-Life 2 modded feels incredible and looks great. It's unbelievable how well that game stands up. Quest 4 2026, probably. I'm with you. I play some arcade VR games at the local mall, and I would like to ask, do you know if it is possible I can download or purchase these games? Very unlikely. So if you're talking about something like zero latency and stuff like that, it's kind of like their own proprietary thing going on, a deal they got going with HTC. You really can't get a handle on those. Hand on those. Underdogs is good if you liked Gorn. Here's Gorn. Here's Underdogs. Look, it goes right off the screen. You know what? Let's see. It goes right up here. That's Underdogs. Gorn, Underdogs. Gorn. Guys, this is Gorn. So, basically, pop back up. There it is. Okay. Basically, Underdogs is fantastic. It is just absolutely incredible. You know, every run feels special. They've added a lot to the game. They're adding co-op. I met the developers at the AIXR Awards. Great excuse for me to show this off. Brush my shoulder off. I am the 2024 Content Creator of the Year. Unfortunately, it's 2025. But yeah, brush my shoulder. But no, I met them there. One of the people on the team. Whoa! I dropped a couple frames. It's time. It is time to drop frames. Hey, we made it an hour. We made it an hour before this bullshit. Please hold. Your call is important to us. Please stay on the line for the next available representative. Hold, please. I apparently had to take a break. I don't know what it is. Maybe I had to go to the bathroom. Maybe my doorbell rang. Maybe the dog's barking. It's one of those things. I'm sorry. I promise I'll be back soon. I'm sure I'm going to put something really entertaining on the screen to occupy you guys while I'm gone. Or even better, maybe go ahead and open up a second window and check out one of my latest videos while you're waiting for my return. Isn't this way better than standard hold music? So thanks for your patience, guys, and I promise I'll be back soon. Hey guys, I apparently had to take a break. I don't know what it is. Maybe I had to go to the bathroom. Maybe my doorbell rang. Maybe the dog's barking. It's one of those things. I'm sorry. I promise I'll be back soon. I'm sure I'm going to put something really entertaining on the screen to occupy you guys while I'm gone. Or even better, maybe go ahead and open up a second window and check out one of my latest videos while you're waiting for my return. Isn't this way better than standard hold music? So thanks for your patience, guys, and I promise I'll be back soon. I'm sure something extremely important must have come up. Hey guys, I apparently had to... And there it is, yet again. Probably happens once an hour, every hour when I stream. And I spoke to my ISP about it, and we've run 1 million tests, and I've done 1 million tests on my computer, and it is annoying, and I can't really determine what does it. I changed my NIC, I updated my network drivers, I changed my modem, or router rather. I changed all my cabling. I changed my network cable. I got Cat 8 gold plated. I mean, it is very frustrating. Now there's always the possibility it is technically something with my computer. But I have run stability tests for an hour at a time with positive results. So the only thing left is I'm going to change the ingress server on the YouTube side, and I'm fully replacing my computer in the next 2 weeks. So if that doesn't resolve it, I'm going to my ISP and saying, look at me. You're up my job. And, they actually gave me money back last time. I said, I keep getting these momentary disconnects when I'm working. It needs to be resolved. And they refunded me half my month's bill. So it is what it is. I've punched it off and back on again. All right, where were we? Okay, I'm about 2 hours into Behemoth and on the first boss. Loving the game so far. Have you played all the way through? No, I got thrown off. I wasn't around when the game released because they had the whole release issue. I was in Amsterdam at the AIXR Awards. But I was in Amsterdam when it released, and then when I got back, I was super busy. So I got to it much later. I played to the first boss at my house. I played 2 of the bosses on location with Skydance. So I've battled 3 of the bosses right now. How high do you rate being able to write up? How high do you rate being able to write off stuff on your taxes as a perk of being a YouTuber? It's not super high. I mean, it's got to be a legitimate expense type thing, but kind of think of it as this way. Think of it as I can get my hardware at 30% off, or I could get my stuff at 30% off, potentially. So think of it like a 30% discount on a lot of things. Now, I still get hit with taxes at the end of the year pretty much because my income comes in untaxed. All of my income comes in untaxed. And then I got to report it and then pay taxes on it. Well, minus deductions. So it just makes how hard the taxes hit me, it makes them smaller. Do you think things in 2025 are to be far better than 2024 for VR? It's hard to surpass 2024. I mean, we had the release of Batman. You had you had the Quest 3S. You were just getting in the mix of the, full potential of the Quest 3. PlayStation VR 2 even kicked it up a notch with the adapter and, decently solid developer support for sure. So, yeah, I mean, 2024 is kind of hard to top, but I think we'll get some few surprises. Dread, this is a new router. I got a new one. Have you ever played No Man's Sky on VR? Yes, I have. I played it when it released. It's awesome. It is really, really awesome. And I kind of like the fact that I could just, whenever I wanted to, jump back and forth between flat and VR. Like VR for different things, fly some spaceships and jerk around a bit, or get down on the ground and like refine something I'm building. But if I'm just doing like resource management or kind of like grinding for certain grinding for certain things, I could just sit back and play for an extended period of time in flat. I like having the ability to go back and forth. That was one thing that I loved. What about device power options in the NIC? I could check them. It's not an hour on the dot, and I cannot imagine the NIC would power down while it's so active. And here's the thing. I changed my NIC. So my motherboard actually has 2 NICs, but then I rewired everything, and I can't remember if I changed it back right or not. So, so we know what happened. After this stream, I'll go back to the other NIC, and we'll see what happens there. But I'll check my power settings. It's really annoying. And this never used to happen, so it shouldn't be a power setting. It really should not. Absolutely should not. I'm looking at my network stuff right now. That's really bizarre. Anywho. Yeah. Any more questions for me, guys? What's going on? I tried Fallout with a ton of mods to be decent VR game and finally got it running. It doesn't run on my system. So until a PC upgrade, I probably won't do it again. Fallout, Skyrim, it's just so sad that like they're the type of game that just needs 1,000 mods to be decent. I kind of gave up on Bethesda. I think I did plug back into the old NIC now that I look at it. The wrong NIC, not the Switch NIC. So, yeah, we'll do that. We'll switch back. We will switch back at some point in time. There's always a possibility something else weird is going on. Could be ISP related. Like I said, they did work in the area. It's always a headache. Did you enjoy Human Within? I have a video for Human Within coming out tomorrow. Is it out? Is it available? Because I can't talk about it until it's available. It should be available right now, right? Is Meta's search still broken? Their search has been broken, which is just horrible for developers. Human Within came up. It's got 1 review at 5 stars. So it does look like it's out. And oh my God, no one's reviewing. That's sad. And they didn't even leave a review. It's just 5 stars. Yeah, let's get into it. But I will get into Human Within, but you got to promise me something. You gonna make me a promise? Say, I promise in the chat. I got to hear it. Yeah, you got to promise before I tell you what it is. Yep, that's the deal. The right way to play Skyrim in VR is with an Xbox controller. That sounds so wrong. I'm not believing that. Reinstall virtual desktop. That must be in reference to something someone else said. Yeah, it's out. It's out. So until I get I promises in the chat, I can't tell you about it. We'll talk about the Deckard again in just a minute. You know what I'm trying to get you guys to promise to? You guys got to promise you'll watch the video anyway. I will describe my experience with Human Within, but you got to promise. Okay, so promise. Do it. I promise. Okay, here we go. The delivery of Human Within is awesome. It's a combination of 360-degree filmed footage, which I personally believe they should have went 180. Like, there's no need to look behind you and see like a wall and a shelf. Like, it's unnecessary. And why I think they should have stopped at 180 is because it's good enough, or maybe 270. Like, maybe, you know, they just didn't want you to see a black edge. Maybe black edge would be immersion ruining. However, you're primarily looking in one spot and not moving too much. So 180 probably would have been good. And then the overall resolution would have been better. Because the resolution is good, but not amazing. But that looks good. And then I really like the 2D segments. Like, there'll be these areas where the movie's playing, but there'll be like 17 screens in front of you, showing everything from different angles. And the main screen is kind of like the main story, obviously, but you could grab other screens and watch things from different angles. And I just thought it was really cool. Then there's some gimmicky puzzles. Didn't add much. And then there's like, I almost call it like brain dance scenes from Cyberpunk Brain Dance. Like, you're going to recreate an environment in VR, and then you can move around that environment and rewind and fast forward and look for clues. It's not as cool as a brain dance, but that one is cooler than the puzzles. The problem is the storyline. It entertained me, but it was nothing special. It was enough for me to sit down. I had free time over the holiday. That's when I watched it. I watched it like on Christmas Day, I think. I even put a clip of my kid. You could see her like sitting on the floor in her like Christmas pajamas doing Legos while I'm watching it. But it just like wasn't the most entertaining movie. The acting was fine, way better than Hallmark. I'll give 2 thumbs up for that. But way better than Hallmark. But definitely like the movie itself. It's supposed to have like this Black Mirror style theme. Black Mirror is way more entertaining. WCF, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. I totally appreciate it, man. Is virtual desktop still king of your PCVR over wireless? No, Steam Link most of the time. Nothing to configure. I did the cough bleep that time. Nothing to configure. It's been giving me like some of the lowest latency and best image quality. Is that always the case? No, but in most cases. So virtual desktop also doesn't like my ultra wide monitor. So it resizes my monitor. It screws with a lot of things, messes with my OBS settings. So it's less than ideal for me. Now, I said I'd talk about the Deckard again. I think the Deckard could shake up PCVR. It's like the only thing that could. And there's not much more to say. But again, I also think it's going to be a big focus on playing flat screen games in VR. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Big. Thanks for the donation. Have a good day. GG. Let's see. I've not really tried USB with Quest Link, as I immediately went wireless. It's not better. It's so funny that it's not better. Is the compression not noticeable? Planning to use USB? No. It still compresses over USB. The Quest still compresses over USB. So go wireless. Unless your wireless network sucks. Man, I really need something to drink. I don't think I have anything in the fridge. Hold on one sec. You can tell I have kids. This is all I have. And I'm only going to take a tiny sip of this. Let's see. It looks like squid recordings, what they called brain dances in Strange Days. Okay. I'll take your word for it on that one. I'm not sure. You still need reprojection with a 3080? That's surprising. Not sure how big your UWM is, but I got ultra wide monitor. It took me a second. I have a 49-inch Samsung G9, Odyssey G9, and I also have their 57-inch on the way. So I'm gonna be getting a tan from my monitors. So I know the camera's gonna play games again. I apologize, but hi. So this is my Samsung Odyssey G9, and this is a 4K monitor. Hi. See, sorry about the flickering. That's my dog's bed that he ripped up, and this is my Index with no FIO adapter and all that stuff that I'm not using. I disconnected it. Whatever. That's to be discussed. But yeah, so that's my 49. So I'm gonna replace this one with a 57-inch Samsung Odyssey, and then this monitor is going on top, and this 4K monitor, 34-inch 4K, is going to be used for an arcade system. And let's bring it on back to my lovely face. Yeah, it looks like the extension cable I added on the USB is causing some issues. So, where did the name Mateo 311 come from? It came from AOL. That's how old I am. Yes. It came from AOL. You needed a name back then, and it was like, Matt. Well, there's 5 billion Matts in the world. Matt and my birthday. That's lame. Matt and well, go with the full Italian name. Go with Mateo. Okay, that's less common. Shit, I still need numbers. What should we do? And then, we were trying to get funny police codes, and we were going through police codes, and I was like, oh, let's do 911. And it's like, no, 911 is not right. 411. And it's like, oh, Mateo, the information guy. All right. That doesn't sound right. Then we were going through police codes, and indecent exposure was 311, which we thought was hilarious. Mind you, I'm probably 9 at the time, 9, 10. Maybe a little older, a little younger. I can't really remember. But so we thought, and then my buddy's like, that's also the band. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome. So that's how we got it. Can we pretty please see Cosmo? We could see Cosmo under one condition. If my wife is upstairs, she answers Alexa and she brings down Cosmo. I will try. Yeah, my dog is little but has massive teeth, because he is a mix between a Australian Shepherd dog, and his mom was big, but his dad was a 10-pound poodle, so he's tiny, but he's got like the power of his mom. He's a beast. He's got big ass teeth. He destroys everything. Glovebox Gaming, what's up, man? So you've got mail. So let me try this. Alexa, announce. Hey, Vanya, if you're upstairs, can you come down and can you bring Cosmo? Because my stream would love to see both of you guys. Unlikely to happen. Let's see. Yeah, I broke the fourth wall, man. So I'm gonna be fixing that camera up a little. Ooh! I hear movement. She's up there and she's moving. Hi. You coming? All right. There he is. People wanted to see Cosmo. Here he is. Come here, boy. Oh, hello. Hello. See, there he is. He's quiet. He calmed down. He's a good boy. He's approaching a year old. Look at him. Majestic. He's like, what the hell is going on? He's like, what is going on? Thank you, my dear.
You're welcome.
I love you.
Love you.
Look at this. What that service. That was some amazing service. Only I get to look at her booty. We're covering this up. Look at this. I used technology. Everything went down. Yeehaw. What's up, broski? Sorry about that. Yeah, you got to be careful when you throw out the A word. Everyone in their houses goes off. Throw that dog a bone lab. I actually do have a dog cam, but he's not in his crate right now, so it's not going to help. Let's see. There was a headline. Meta reportedly slashes funding for third-party VR games amid greater push for lifestyle content in November. Sounds like they got burned like Epic Games. I'm not sure about the Epic Games part of your statement. And I mean, that's nothing really new. I mean, I'm sorry to have to say this out loud, but Meta is not really wanting to be a game studio for an extended period of time. I don't think they'll abandon it, but their goal is to make VR or XR the next computing platform. That's where they're going to eventually put the majority of their money and effort in, and they'll probably, kind of just push games more towards third party. End the story. Let's see. She does exist. They do exist. Oh, I got the commercial. That's the M&M commercial where Santa sees, like, the M&M see Santa and they go, he does exist. And Santa goes, they do exist. And then he faints. I don't know. Keep up. Arcane Age looks fantastic. Should we genuinely be excited? Curious Toy. Interesting name. Yes. I'll put some caveats on that. I went in with very low expectations, so maybe that helped. I didn't think the art style looked good. I didn't think the combat was going to be that good. And those two sold me. It's a very good looking game. Top notch? No, but it gave me a combination of Hubris and Stormland vibes. So, I mean, that's solid right there. Both of those games have some really unique attributes that felt good. They didn't skimp on VR-based mechanics. Like, I think it needs some refining, but I like the fact that you put your hands up like this and the hooks come out. And then you can start climbing. You could even use the hooks to fight because it is physics-based, but then you use the hooks to start climbing walls. I also like that they try to throw a surprise in every level. And it's not really traditional levels. It's kind of open world. You'll go to an area, you kind of clear it, look for secrets, probably solve some type of like puzzle-like thing. The puzzle can be combat. The puzzle could be find something. But like there's something unique on each level. So they try and give you a little something. They give you all of these hidden objects to find so you get more resources so you can build weapons. And like, yeah, they didn't skimp across the board on the VR aspects of it. And neither did they like with the head haptics. It's probably one of the most impressive uses of head haptics. Oddly, like they did some weird, not some weird things, some unique things. Like the shotgun, one of the first guns you get in the game, when you shoot it, it forces you backwards and slows your movement. It's got like such kick and such spread. And it's not super effective until you get a whole bunch of upgrades on it. But it also vibrates and you feel the haptic trigger and it vibrates in the head, which I was like, oh, all right. The enemies are also like, you never know what to expect. It looks like the same guy. And you're like, all right, I'm going to go slash this guy up, stab him in the back, easy peasy. And then all of a sudden he's like, intruder, starts throwing grenades at you, has a hand cannon on his hand, does a triple backflip, and then makes the vines come out of the ground and locks you in place, and you're like, WTF just happened? So like they really, really keep you on your toes there. I'm just worried because I'm not through the whole thing. Is it gonna like stale out or stall out? That's my only concern as of right now. We're talking about Apple now. Apple stopped producing Pros. Shocker. You made a near $4,000 device with no good apps on it. I mean, duh. It's just as much about the software as it is about the hardware. But we knew Apple was making this version for their diehards and to basically get an understanding of like where the market's at and where they should go at the market. So that's, I didn't expect anything really special from the Apple Vision Pro, except, a big price tag and cool hardware. I got dog hair on me now. He doesn't shed, but if you play with him, you will loosen up some hair. I don't see any on me. This is my hair. He's tricolor, Cosmo. He's the freaking best. I love that dog so much. It's not fair how much I love him. So we're rounding out the stream here, guys. If you have any last minute questions, start dropping them now. I'm going to start doing some soundy off stuff. And soundy off? That sounds weird. I'm just going to do like some finishing notes for this video to tell you guys about my sponsors, where to get some cool stuff. The works, you know how it is. Let me start getting some of that stuff up. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I really wanted to discuss about today. But I think we're doing good. I think we nailed it. So drop it in the chat. Right there is my spreadsheet to like basically all the affiliate links I have. And this is some that I get a credit for, some that I don't. I'm just trying to keep this updated with the best deals possible. And I update this once a week. So if you're ever looking for some VR hardware, some games, whatever, or if you guys want something specific, you could DM me or let me know in these chats like what you're looking for, and I'll do my best to get it added onto this list. I'm actually at the point where I could reach out to most studios, companies, whatever, and kind of say, hey, listen, let me know when a deal's coming on, or could we get a special Mateo 311 referral code, whatever the case may be. It goes pretty well. I'm not leaving just yet. But yeah, I'm wrapping things up. I see some of you guys jumping into the spreadsheet too, which is cool. Again, let me know. And like some people have done, which isn't the most fun to be in the middle, if something goes wrong with one of these affiliate links, let me know. I will give these studios crap because I'm promoting them, so they're not going to get away with anything, which just recently happened with BR Rock. They were just like super delayed on delivering some of the Mark Poppins. Another thing, guys, if you did not check out this video, you have homework. If you didn't check out my Arc and Age video, you're doing it immediately after this. The VR content creator of the year opening doors, huh? No, I mean, I've just been in this industry for 5 years now, and I have a manager who has a ton of connections, and I also have, I've made a ton of connections over the year. So, I talk to VR Chat, I talk to Behaptics, I got contacts in most of them. I got friends in a lot of them, like friends or acquaintances. So it's not a matter of opening doors. It's just really like access. My access has grown over the years. So yeah, guys, I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who donated. You guys are awesome. I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. Again, the affiliate link's there, and I'm gonna drop my link to the Arc and Age video. I would love for you guys to leave some feedback on it. It would mean a lot to me. I'm gonna drop that link 17 times, and then I'm gonna sign off. So let's go. 1. You guys are still here, right? 1. Never forget that Mateo is down. I don't know what down is, but I'm down. All right, that's 3. I'm not doing it 17. About 5's enough. 5. Oh, 6. 6 for good luck. All right. That's your homework, guys. I'm signing out now. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been a great time like usual. I really appreciate that you guys come here. Like I said, everyone who dropped donations, you guys are awesome. Don't feel that's mandatory. Just hanging out means enough. The thumbs up is great. And I'll see you guys on next week. I apparently had to take a break. I don't know what it is. Maybe I had to go to the bathroom. Maybe my dream, guys. Thank you so much. I wouldn't be here without you. You guys mean the world to me. I hope I did a good job answering all of your questions. And if you want to help support me, the easiest ways are always to leave a comment, throw a thumbs up, subscribe, or if you're one of those crazy people who likes to burn money on me, why not use one of my affiliate links for a discount on some accessories? Maybe become a Patreon or YouTube member. And finally, I have a merch. I apparently had to take a break. I don't know what it is. Maybe I had to go to the bathroom. Maybe my doorbell rang. Maybe the dog's barking. It's one of those things. I'm sorry. I promise I'll be back soon. I'm sure I'm going to put something really entertaining on the screen to occupy you guys while I'm gone. Or even better, maybe go ahead and open up a second window and check out one of my latest videos while you're waiting for my return. Isn't this way better than standard hold music? So thanks for your patience, guys, and I promise I'll be back soon. I'm sure something extremely important must have come up.